Yeah, so welcome to Saka's Desk. My name is Philip, and if you're new to this channel, please remember to subscribe, like, and share. So in today's video, I'll be introducing you to HTML. I'll do introduction to HTML, basic tags, and also the structure of an HTML code. Now let's get started. As I said, in today's video, we'll be discussing HTML basics, introduction to HTML, tags, and also the structure. Okay. You need to know what is HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard language used to create web pages. Okay. HTML is used to structure content on web and tell processor how to display various elements like text, images, and also multimedia. Okay. So HTML is the backbone of web development and works in conjunction with CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and JavaScript to create a complete interactive web experiences. Okay, now the structure of an HTML document. We'll be getting to this very shortly. You'll learn about something we call doc type HTML, and so this one explain this declaration defines the document type and version of HTML. Okay, we have HTML tag, the root element that wraps the entire HTML document, and we have the head tag, which contains the metadata about the HTML document. Examples include things to do with title, meta, things to do with link. And finally, we have body tag. Now, this contains all the visible content like text, images, and other HTML elements. In a few, we'll be writing a very basic HTML code. So you need a text editor to write your HTML code. Okay, so first thing, you need to go to your Chrome or any browser that you're using and search for VS Code. On my side, I'm using VS Code. You can just go to your browser, search for this text editor. You can download for different operating system, that is Windows, Mac, and also the Linux. Okay, now I have already installed VS Code on my machine. Now the other thing, you need to create a folder on your, you can create on your desktop or anywhere. Let me create on this here, and then you can call the folder something like HTML. Let's call it HTML. Okay, and then at this point now you can just go here. Then at this point you can write simply to open the folder on your command prompt. Then at this point you can write cont, then dot. So this one will open now the folder in your VS Code. Now this is the layout of our VS Code, and you see now your folder is here. Now first thing, let's create a simple file. Let's write it this way, index.html. So all your HTML files or HTML code, your HTML files end with an extension of .html. Okay, now we have created a very basic file here, which is index.html. Then you can write this doc to generate basic tags of HTML. Okay, or else you can use exclamation mark to generate basic tags. So any can fit. So with this now, let me just close. You can use Ctrl B to close the and also open this sidebar. You can just close that. Let me maximize, and you can see here that what I was saying here, we have doc type HTML tag. This was wrapped now the entire HTML document. Okay, we have edit tag. Now in between here is where now you see things to do with meta, the title, and also the link. And then we have the body. Now the body will say that anything that is written in between the body tag is which is rendered on your browser. Okay. Now at this point, now you see, now you can write something like let's write something like a heading. You can write heading 1. Okay, and then you can click on this one, go live. Yeah, at this point, I want to show you the other way too. You can just run your HTML. You can just go here and then click on this. It will open now your HTML document on your browser this way. Okay, yeah, you can do that way. But there's another way that is the best practice that you need to use when you're writing your HTML code. By using something called live server. First, you need to go here to extension, then you can search for live server. You'll see it here. Okay. Now, you'll notice that I've already installed it. I've already installed live server on my VS Code. Okay. So to run this code, you just click on go live. Okay. So the advantage of using live server, you'll not need to refresh your browser to see the changes. At this point, anything that you write, it will be automatically reflected on your browser. Let's divide this screen this way so that we'll not have to go back and refresh our browser as we write our code. Okay, that way. I think that one looks nice. So you can write something else, maybe a paragraph tag, and then at this point you can write this is my paragraph, and you can see that it's automatically reflected on this when you're using your live server, and you can see that it's running on this port, the localhost. Okay. Now, this is a very basic structure of a HTML document. So what you need to know next, let's go back to our slides, and then the next part will be learning about the essential HTML tags you need to know. Okay, one of those tags is a heading tags, which is the heading 1 to heading 6. Yeah, these are used to create headings for sections and articles. Yeah, heading 1 is the most important, and the heading 6 is the least. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have for these headings now we have a closing tag and also open tag and also closing tag. The other thing is about the paragraph tag, used for creating blocks of text or paragraphs, and include an example of yeah, we'll include that as we write out. The next one is about the header tag. This is used for creating hyperlinks. Okay, yeah, this is an example of a link. This one. Okay, we'll be writing an example shortly. We have an image tag, and also we have the list tag. So let's go back to our VS Code and write a very use those tags that we have just seen there. So you need to come here and then you can write something like let's say for instance you need to insert paragraph. I've said that you can have paragraph and you can write paragraph. Okay, that way. Okay, you can see paragraph has already been reflected. And then we have heading 1. We have heading 1. Heading 1. So heading 1 is the biggest, and then it goes all the way to heading 6. Heading 6. Nice. Now you can see that at this point now the heading just got increasing size. You have the heading 1 is the biggest, heading 2 that way, heading 6 is the smallest. Okay. In that way, these are now used to include or to write titles for your paragraphs or maybe or a certain section that you, yeah, that way. The other tag that is most another tag is important is the Haga tag. Yeah, you write it that way, and then you can insert a link there, and then you can write my link. Let's write it my link, and see now it's inserted as a link. If you click this one, it will redirect you to a certain link. The thing that we need to know is about image. You can have an image, and then at this point you can insert your image. Let's say for instance my image .jpg, and then at this point you have a forward slash and then this one. So at this point let's get a certain image. Let's call it an HTML. You can get a certain link on the internet here. Let's say we need to insert a certain image like this. You can just come here and then copy the image address. Let's go back to this point here and then paste it there. Don't know if it will reflect, but let's see. Yeah, the image has already been inserted here. Yeah, that way it's how you insert your image tag. So the other thing you need to know it's about now the list tags. First of all, you need to learn about the unordered list, and then at this point we can have let's say list 1, item 1. You can call item 1, and then you can copy paste to several. Now you see. This is what we call an ordered list. Yeah, that one it's ordered list. You can use ordered list now. You'll notice that ordered list uses a certain abbreviation, either 1, 2, 3, and all that. You can see now this is ordered list. But for an ordered list, I use things to do with bullets and all that. Yeah. Yeah, so those are some of the basic tags. We'll be learning more and more tags as we get advanced to HTML in our next tutorial. Yeah, so let's go to the next section whereby we'll be learning about semantic HTML. Why semantic HTML matters? Yeah, first of all, we need to know what is semantic HTML. Yeah, semantic HTML introduces meaning to web content beyond just presentation using tags like header, footer, article, and also the section. Okay, the benefits. One of the most benefit of semantic HTML is accessibility. Yeah, so screen readers and other assistive technologies can better interpret semantic terms. Okay, the other thing is about the search engine optimization. Search engine ranks web pages better when they are structured meaningfully. Okay, the other thing is maintainability. Makes a code more readable and easier to maintain for developers. Yeah. Examples of some of the basic semantic tags is a header. Now this one defines a header for a document or section. The other one is footer, defines a footer for a document or section. And then we have the section, and then represent a standalone section that is thematically related. Yeah, so let's go to our code here and then write something here whereby we'll write something like a header. Let's write a header here, and then we'll have let's say for instance we have nav, This is just a simple class name. I will be getting to class. Let's write a simple class name here. Let's call it navbar, something like that. At this point now you can insert. This one is for creating a header now. Let me show you something here. Let's go to something like sarcasm. At this point now you can see that at this point now this is now what you call a header. At the top here where we have the logo, the contact, and also this menu whereby you can click and open this. So this is what you call a header now. Okay, now when you're creating or developing a certain website, you can have a header and all that. Let's say for instance you want to write either you need to insert an image, you need to insert a certain link, like that. Okay, this is contact. Let's say contact. Yeah, so we have something else like home, and also something like services. This is now a simple header, you can see now, but you can style it and to arrange it well. Yeah, so we have said that header defines a header for a document or section. Okay, we can have something else like a footer. Let's go back to sarcasm here and see something here. If you scroll down here, you'll notice there's a footer here. Now this is what we call a footer. This section, the whole section now, this is a footer. The other thing is about the section. Now this is a section, like this blogs is a section. The other one here, latest reviews, is a section. This one is a section. This one is a section. This one is a section. Yeah, so those are what we call now the section. The services is a section and all that. So you need to make good use of that when you're writing your HTML tag. You can as well write a footer. You can insert a footer. Yeah, the closing tag and the opening tag and also the closing tag. You'll notice that the tags and also the other element of a HTML document have a tag and also the closing tag. Okay, if it's one, you have the opening and also the closing tag. For a closing tag, you have a / just before the right what you're enclosing. Either it's a link, this is a list, and then before you write now the li, you have a / at that point. If it's header, you have a / at this point. That one is what we call now the closing tag. Yeah. Lastly, we'll be learning about the common mistakes and also the best practices. So first of thing, you need to common mistakes that most people make is forgetting to close tags, incorrect nesting of elements, and using non-semantic tags where semantic ones are available. Okay, let's say for instance at this point now you have you're writing something like a paragraph tag. You're writing a paragraph tag, and then you forget to write paragraph. You forget now to write now the closing tag. Okay, that is a common mistake that most people make, but you need to check on that. The other one is now nesting. Yeah, incorrect nesting of elements. Let's say for instance now we'll be learning about the div classes. Let's say for instance you have a heading at this point, heading 1, heading 1, and then at this point now inside heading 1 you still write something like a paragraph inside that, inside the heading 1. That one does not make sense. That one does not make sense at all. Yeah, so it's good to have something like a heading, and then after the heading you have something like the paragraph down there. And also the things to do with the indentation, whereby this one will make now the code to be more readable when someone goes through your code. So to insert indentation on your code, you need to click on this, the tab bar. Okay, and then it will insert some spaces in between there. Your code will look nice and it will look well arranged. Yeah, the other thing it's about now the using and semantic tags where semantic zones are available. Yeah, let's say for instance now you need to insert header, and then by mistake just or maybe you need to insert footer, then instead of inserting footer you can use div, something of that one. It will work, okay, but it's not a nice thing. You need to use semantic tags where they're supposed to be used. Okay, the other thing it's about, we need to learn the best practices. It's what I've said before. Properly nest HTML document. Use comments to document code section. Let's say for instance you want to insert a certain comment in between here. You write in your header. Before you insert your header, you write your header section. At this point you can have a comment at this point, and you can write this is my header. This is a comment. Now a comment, it will not be rendered on your browser. If you just go back to your browser, you will notice that it will not be rendered on your browser. Okay, yeah, so important of a comment, it's just used for giving more information about a certain code or just a section, or maybe comment or just comment a code that maybe you do not want to it to be rendered on your browser. That is it now. Okay, the other thing it's about now the validate HTML to avoid errors and ensure cross-browser compatibility. Yeah, so that is just checking out if your HTML code is written well, and also keep HTML code clean and well intended for better readability. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, so lastly, in this video we covered the fundamentals of HTML, including its structure, essential tags, and also the importance of semantic HTML. Now the next steps, that is in our next video we'll be discussing about the we'll start practicing HTML by building a very simple web pages. After mastering HTML basics, move on to the learning CSS for style and JavaScript for interactivity. Okay, stay connected.